Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing really well. I feel like everybody, we're obviously also bored at home, so I've been ordering quite a lot of new stuff actually just to kind of play around with. I thought today I would just sit down and talk you through all my new products, try things. Quite a lot of these are actually like first impressions myself, so I've got all new brushes to show you, loads of new bits. So yeah, just going to get straight into it. So I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. Looking like a big egg today. It's fine. So to start off with skin today, I am obviously going to be going for quite like a glowy skin look. While we're actually talking about that, I just want to say thank you so much for all the love on my glowy skin tutorial that I did a few weeks ago. I didn't know whether to post that because I was like, it's a bit boring, does anyone really care? But yeah, thank you. But yeah, it's weirdly always the ones that you don't really want to post and you don't really know whether it's worth it that kind of do the best. So yeah, just want to say thank you for that. So in true fashion, we're going to carry on and do another glowy skin. But it's going to be slightly different because I've got quite a lot of new products anyway, shut up. The first thing that I'm going to use, Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. This actually isn't a new product, but I haven't really used it very much, so I thought I will give it another try today. My fingers pat in. It's just really hydrating for your under eyes. I am using a new concealer today as well, so it'll be interesting to see how that kind of sits with this. Concealer I'm going to use is a little bit more matte as well today, so hopefully it will help it stay nice and moist. I'm going to use for primer the MUA Pro Base Primer Oil. I think I have spoken about this before, but not for a very long time, and I think I did talk about it on Instagram, maybe not on here. But I love this. For the price of it, it is amazing. Personally, I think this is actually so much better than like Fasali oils, which are obviously crazy expensive. And yeah, I think these work like just as well, if not better. It has little gold flakes in it. Honestly, don't really know what that is for, but cute, I guess. I take a couple of drops of that, and I tend to kind of press this into my skin more than kind of blend it around. And this is a product that you can actually just use on its own. I'm the kind of person that I love using products for like multiple things, because I think, especially when you're buying more expensive products, it's obviously good to get a few different uses out of them. But I love face oils just to wear on their own, because see, literally from just putting that on, it's just like brighten my skin up so much, and it makes it really dewy and healthy. So a really good way to kind of play around with the products that you already have. Obviously oils like this you can put into a more matte foundation, it's going to make it dewier. You can even use these for like eyeshadows. I've used it before. I think I might actually use it today just to show that as well. But if you obviously put it into like a pressed or loose eyeshadow, it's going to really bring out the pigment in it. So yeah, they're like a really good all-round product to have. I'm going to concealer now. So as I said, this is actually a new concealer. I've wanted to try this for a really long time. So this is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I've got the shade Medium 1 Custard. I just love NARS packaging. It always just feels really expensive. Like the lids are just heavy, you know. Using a brand new range of brushes. They honestly look so beautiful. I'm really excited actually. I'm getting all excited. The Killer Impression brushes. I've got one that's still in the packet, so I just want to show you like how they come, because I really like the packaging. It's really cute. So these are vegan and cruelty free, obviously amazing. This is the Flawless Base brush. I'm so excited to use this for foundation. For the concealer underneath my eyes, the brush that I'm going to be using, I've already got dirty. I don't deserve nice things. It's just this lovely little flat kind of domed brush. Brushes like this are like my favourite for underneath the eyes. I don't always use brushes for concealer just because I find it really hard to find one that's like a really good shape. But I think this is perfect because obviously it's just going to fit so nicely in the crease. I'm going to dip it into the concealer. Literally just going to pat that underneath my eye. So I'm just going to kind of be winging the concealer out as well today, just to lift my eyes up a little bit more. You can see like the difference. That is the tiniest little bit of that concealer, and it's just lifted everything up. And also kind of winging it out here has obviously just lifted that side of my face so much. So you can see like the difference between no concealer and that. I feel like that brush was like amazing with this concealer. Like that has gone on so nicely. Having the oil on underneath as well has really helped it. Obviously it is a matte concealer, so I kind of wanted to try it. I don't like to set my base makeup really at all if I can avoid it. So I thought, you know, get a more matte concealer and then it shouldn't move, you know, that was my thinking, but there we go. So you can see how much that's just lifted my face up just by doing that. Really impressed with this concealer so far. I think that brush is like perfect for that as well. I've never used a brush that's blended concealer out that well. So then just what's left on the brush, I'm just going to put over my chin and my little friends here. So definitely could leave the skin like this, and I probably normally would, but I'm obviously going for a little bit more glam today, and I also really want to use this big brush. So foundation, use the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Obviously I spoke about this in my glowy skin tutorial, and loads of people were saying that how much they love it as well. So yeah, this is like an absolute must-have. I've got the colour 4 medium, and I'm just going to put a little bit of it across my face. I'm obviously going to avoid the areas that I've just like concealed, but yeah, you don't really need very much of this at all. I'm going to take the Flawless Base brush. This is so cool. I'm blending that into my skin. These brushes are just blending like a dream. Like, you literally just touch it and it's just gone. Brush actually really reminds me of, do you remember when like the big toothbrushy face brushes were a thing? Kind of reminds me of that, but like way nicer and actually works. I feel like that's what they were kind of trying to do, but didn't pack too much product on either, because sometimes obviously brushes hold a lot of the product. Give like a really nice airbrush finish as well. This is probably the best that my base makeup has looked ever. So going on to contour. This is also a brand new product. I used it like briefly yesterday just to try it, but this is the first time I'm actually going to try it with makeup, so this could ruin everything. So this is the, even anywhere near posh enough to try and say that word, gel bronzer. So that's all. I think there's just one colour of this, and it just says a sheer fluid gel bronzer that delivers a light reflecting radiance and sculpting effect. I want to be sculpted, so I do love a review, and I was reading the reviews about this and everyone said you really don't need much, so I'm going to try that. I think I'm going to use a sponge. Am I? Yeah, I am. So this is the Killer Impressions sponge. It's so cool. It's like this amazing pink and black marble effect. It's a really nice size as well, so you can see like compared to my face, it's like a nice good size. Really soft as well. I think you can always tell when a sponge is going to be good by how soft it is when you first get it, because some of them are like rock solid and they take months to like squidge. A bit of the product on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to pat that onto the sponge, and then I'm just going to place it right underneath my cheekbone and blend it out. Oh, that's quite nice. So straight away, this is obviously quite a reddy undertone, which obviously makes sense why it's more for kind of like a glowy like radiance rather than a contour, but it applies like really nicely to the skin. I feel like a sponge was the right choice. I feel like this would be good with like a sponge or your fingers. I feel like if you did try and use a brush with this, it might lift the product underneath, but that's not necessarily like a criticism. I think a lot of products do that. It is very sheer and quite natural, so I think this would be amazing for like when you're on holiday, you know, when your skin's already got that like beautiful glow and you just want to add a little bit of something. This would just be perfect. Just going to put a little bit around here as well. Oh, that's just one like really thin layer of it. It's actually really nice because it is really sheer. I don't know how well you can see that, but you can like completely see my skin through it. So yeah, really like that actually. That's going to be really lovely to have in summer, 100%. So going on to blush, I've also got a new product to use today. Always saw this brand and it's just, again, another one that I just didn't buy anything from. I don't know why. Nude Sticks. I feel like I have to show you the packaging because it is so lovely. Everything comes in these like cool little tins, and when you open them up you have a mirror in the top and your product in there. So all over face blush colour. This is the colour in the nude. Ooh. Like this, and then take off the lid and you have the product on the top, and then you have a little brush on the bottom. See, like perfect for travelling. This is the kind of thing that you could just have in your bag, because obviously blush does tend to be the first thing that kind of fades out of your makeup. It's just the way it is, you know. So this is a really good thing to have in your bag, just to kind of top it up. So I'm literally just going to pat a few splodges of that on there. And then I don't normally use brushes that come with products. I don't know why. That's like a really, really tiny brush as well. I'd use it like if I was out. Another one of the Killer Impressions brushes. This is really nice. When I saw this straight away, I thought this would be really good for blush. So it's like a way bigger version of... So this is the one I use for concealer, and then this is this one. So it's like essentially the same shape, but just a way bigger version. So I'm just going to take that, and I'm just going to blend it in. It's a really nice shape brush for kind of putting product here. I think even like a liquid highlight, that would work really nicely for, because it just naturally kind of clings to the contour of your face. Really nice colour, and it's really buildable as well. So just put a little bit more on, just to give a little bit more of an intense colour, but that's really nice. I feel like, of course, everybody has their thing that works for them the best with makeup, and that's what is so great about makeup, is that you can do whatever you want. But I feel like recently I'm just way more into makeup that I know is actually going to look nice in person, because I think more often than not you see somebody do a makeup tutorial, and when you do it yourself you're like, that is just so much makeup. So obviously I do love doing like a full glam sometimes, but you're obviously making your videos for people to learn things from, and I think it's kind of pointless for me to show you all this stuff to do if when you do it you're going to hate how it looks. Definitely more recently I'm using more products that I know will actually look good and do last throughout the day. So the combination of like the bronzer and that blush works really nicely together. That is like a fairly subtle blush, but I think that's like the perfect amount of colour. Now I am going to highlight my skin. It's like my favourite product at the moment. Where is it though? Oh. Obviously I love a wet highlight. Wet highlight, it doesn't sound good, does it? It freaks people out. Sometimes it freaks me out. When a powder highlight that gives you like a wet look skin, it's just the best thing in the whole world. Melt Cosmetics Gold Ore Highlight. So you can see just the packaging and everything is just Melt, like, do packaging the best ever. Really weird product, to be honest with you. It's one of those, it's the nicest highlight that I've ever used, and I'm willing to say that right now. So I'm going to use the Killer Impressions little fan brush. It's like a really nice small one, so it's just going to fit really nice on the top of the cheekbones. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that, and I'm going to dust it over. And obviously where your skin is a little bit dewy at the moment, this is going to stick really nicely to that. So when I decide where I'm going to put my highlight, basically just want to look forward, like towards a light. So I've got my window over there, and obviously you'll see like here, pings up straight away, here, here. So I'll just go over those, because you're obviously just accentuating where the light would naturally bounce off your skin. So that's kind of just the easiest way to see where to highlight. I do like to kind of highlight all around this area, just because it makes you look... Look at that, like literally look at that. But I can't explain to you, I can't explain. I'm going to have to show you really close, it's going to be intimate. It's not glittery, and it's not like... I can't even explain, it looks wet, I don't get it. And I feel like this doesn't have much of a base colour in it either, which is amazing. A lot of the highlights that I've used before, I obviously love like a gold tone highlight, but quite often they have like a base colour to them. So especially when you're highlighting around here, obviously you've just spent all this time like highlighting underneath your eyes, and then you put the product on and it has like a brown base to it. So you get like a brown line and then the shimmer on top. When you take pictures with like flash on, you'll have a weird little like stripe of colour. So put a bit on my nose. Just to finish the skin off, I'm obviously just going to put my little freckles on. Just going to use my little freck. I get hundreds of questions about freck at the moment. And people always just want to know like how long does it last, because obviously it is ridiculous. I remember when I first ordered this, bearing in mind it's like, I think it's like £18 maybe, something like that. I opened the box and I was like, I'll give it to them, it does last forever. Because I bought the XL one and I feel like it actually kind of dried out before I got to use it all. So They know what they're doing, like they've put the right amount of product in there for how long it should last you. So yeah, for the price point, I think 100% worth it. I literally could not live without this now. I always used to draw my freckles on with like eyeshadow, eyeliners and stuff, and they just never look like right. They always kind of look a bit stuck on. Obviously changes to the colour of your skin, so it kind of becomes like what a freckle would actually look like on your skin, which I think is so clever. And yeah, definitely worth the price for that astounding technology. So we'll give them that one. Literally it for the skin. So you can see that is shining. Phone torch light on so you can see. Like, look at that. I'm sorry, I'm still literally not over this because this is a powder, but it actually looks wet. Going on to, wow, like eggier now. So that shine has really contributed to the overall egg look. My brows do the same thing all my life, so really not that interesting, but just gonna take my soap brows. It's got loads of tiny little black hairs stuck in it. Absolutely delicious. Just gonna use a little spoolie and run that through my brows. I cannot believe the rate that my eyebrows have been growing in lockdown. It's insane. Having to pluck, like this one is back again. I've got this one hair that grows like that way, and it's just not even anywhere near my eyebrow. Take the Anastasia Dip Brow Gel. This is the colour dark brown, and I'm just going to run it through mainly the ends of my brows. I've been enjoying some of the comments on my videos about my eyebrows, because it just, I don't know, I just enjoy how much an eyebrow can hurt someone. Because there's things in life that are genuinely offensive, and then there are eyebrows, you know? It's just a line of hair above your eyes. What? How could you? Yeah, I don't know how that would upset someone, but it does. Anyway, if my brows don't really make any effort, with anything. Skin is so dewy, I want to go smoky. Is this going to be the regret of my life? I don't know. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is take that concealer brush again, and just with what's left on there, I'm just going to run it over my eyelids just to make sure there's no creases. And I've got a nice even base to start with. Take my favourite palette that's ever been made. If you ever want to see like a palette that's been loved anymore, look at this. Two rogue eyelashes stuck on it. The words aren't there anymore. Kaylee Urban Bible palette. I pretty much use this like every day of my life. It's just, if you're gonna get a palette, get this one, basically is what I'm saying. Is this colour here called Saviour. And truthfully it's my saviour also, because it saved many of my eyeshadow looks. So lovely, and it's just a perfect colour, and it just matches my skin tone really nicely. I just really, really like it, alright? Alright. Take one of the Killer Impression eyeshadow brushes, this fluffy blending brush. Just start in the outer corner, just blending that. Look, when I actually start my eyeshadow, I'm not really moving the brush off my eyelid at all. I'm literally just wiggling it without actually picking it up, if that makes sense, because you can see like straight away you just get as much pigment as you're going to. I think I'm going to wing it out. Am I? Yeah, looks like I am. Wing the eyeshadow out quite a bit today. You know, feeling all editorial and shit. This is a really nice sized brush as well. Just fits really nicely in the crease. They were saying to me the other day that they like my like chatty videos, but I mean, it's week what? Maybe 9, 10 of lockdown. I really have nothing left to say. I think I'm going to go back to that palette in a minute to darken it up, but I want to put like the base colour on first. I've got another Nude Sticks product. This is the Magnetic Luminous Eye colour. They're like the big chunky pencils. This is the colour Immortal, and it's just like a nice deep metallic brown. So I think I'm just going to put that all over the lid. I'm just going to take that brush again and just kind of buff out the edge a little bit. Kind of drawn like a sort of, almost as if I was doing like a cut crease kind of shape with this stick, So I really like the shape that this gives your eye. It's quite a 60s style shape to kind of really accentuate that bit. But you can see when you look straight on, it obviously just lifts your eye up really nicely. So the contrast between like the harsh line there and then like the smoked out there. So this is the kind of product that obviously would blend really nicely with your finger as well. So it's so easy. You could literally just draw that on the lid and just kind of buff it out and you'd be ready for action. Using the same brush, I'm just going to dip in to this darker brown colour here called Oath. I'm just going to use a tiny little bit of that just to kind of define the outer corner a little tiny little bit. So there we go, the eyes are all done. I'm just going to take that concealer brush again and I'm just going to really lightly pull along here. So there we go, you can see it's just like a really... Now I'm just going to curl my lashes and put a little bit of mascara on. Mascara, this is like my combination at the moment that I'm really liking. Start off with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I feel like this makes my lashes quite long. I do have quite long lashes anyway, but they don't, like, they're very straight. So they tend to kind of like just drop again through the day. Probably my favourite mascara ever. So this is the Deck of Scarlet mascara in Black Silk. This is one of those mascaras that makes you think the other ones you were using were black, and then you use this and you're like, oh, okay. Like just the blackest mascara that I've ever used. So with this one, I feel like this makes my lashes really black and it also kind of chunks them up a little bit. So I tend to only put this on the outer corner. Obviously also helps with the like cat eye look. Because when I do wear lashes now, I'll only kind of do like accent ones on the outer corner, so this kind of creates that. I'm just going to take a little bit of that melt highlight again and pop it on the inner corner of my eye. So that just adds a little bit of something. It's quite a nice contrast against the darker colours. Okay, so when I get to this stage of my makeup, this is normally when I tend to kind of just like go back and have a little look at where you feel like you need a little bit more. I tend to apply less at the start and then I kind of just go back to bits. So now look at my face, I feel like I want to add a little bit more colour to the cheeks, just obviously before you have any eye makeup on or anything. This is all you're looking at, so it can look really bright when actually as soon as you put your eye makeup on it kind of disappears a little bit. I'm going to take the Milani Baked Bronzer, this is the shade 05. I love this so much. And then I'm just going to take the Flawless Base Brush. I'm going to kind of pat that onto my cheeks. And I feel like this is one of those things that's very like specific to you. I feel like everybody has their thing that they think their face looks weird without. I feel for me, particularly when I'm doing like a more editorial kind of look with more of like a blown out eyeshadow, I just like a heavy bronze look. I think it's really nice. Obviously I love the kind of like 70s skin. Obviously there was a lot of colour on the cheeks and I just think it looks good with every look. But yeah, obviously I know not everybody likes it, but for me it's the one thing that I feel like my face doesn't ever look finished without. Which for me always used to be fake eyelashes. Like that was the one thing that if I didn't put on, I'd be like, this just doesn't look done. Okay, I'm just going to zoom you out and then finish off my face. Don't really like wearing white. Don't know, I feel weird. I think I'm just going to finish it off with like a nice nude lip. Illamasqua lip pencil. This is the colour Undressed. This is really similar to my natural lip colour. To line my lips with that. Okay, I'm going to try and use the nude sticks that we used earlier on my lips, just because, as I said, I like to try and use a couple of things. And it's a slightly peachier colour, which I don't normally wear, but I love when people wear like a peachy lip with like a glowy skin and a smoky eye. That is just beautiful. Oh. Oh, I don't hate it. That's weird because it looks like me, but that isn't. Wow. Who'd have thought it? A peach lip. Lockdown has really brought out the worst in me. Okay, so that is the finished look. Honestly, for like a full face of pretty much all first impressions, that is not bad, because honestly, when I've done my makeup that I've been using for years, it's gone worse than this, so yeah, not mad. So that is the finished look for today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you for being here. As always, all the products that I've mentioned and used will be linked down below. I hope you're all staying safe and well at home and keeping positive, and yes, I'll be back very soon. Love you.